Maybe movies.
Right.
Ooh,
Who? Well, there's lights and everything.
there is.
Oh, look at this. It's all a bit spooky.
It has all gone a bit spooky.
I wonder why that might be.
I have no idea. Hello, everybody. May the light of Spooktember shine favourably on you.
Indeedy so.
Hello, my name is Max.
Oh, and my name is Sam.
And welcome back to Maybe Movies. It's going to become a thing now. I'm just going to do it.
What's that?
Your one-stop shop for movie character wife swap.
Why not? Why not?
We are here again with the second half of our Spooktember matchup of Dog Soldiers and Hot Fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
If you were with us last week, then you would have seen us cobbling together the constabulary of Sanford, Gloucestershire, going wild in the woods with some wildly wiry and hairy... woolly, I suppose. It
Yes.
should be wildly, wiry and woolly werewolves. Just all of the alliteration.
As many W's as you can fit into your mouth.
Cocks. Sorry, that was last week. Yes, so this week we are gathered to do the other half of this, which will see Sergeant Wells, as expertly played by Sean Pertwee, taking his squad on a exercise in urban pacification in the safest village in the UK.
Should be entertaining.
Yes! I mean, I've got nothing else to say. We can leap straight into pre-production. I suppose the only thing that I do have to say before we start is, after last week, I am sitting on a bumper 6 stars.
I am on 5. Okay.
So, I know... Oh, hello.
Hello. Oh.
Eyeball.
Body part.
I have got a body part. I'll save that for in a moment. I think we were a bit concerned last time that this one might be a bit more difficult.
There are parts of it that I think will be more difficult. I think the setup is pretty easy.
I think so. I think...
There's somewhere in the middle I think we're going to have some trouble.
Because we're not focusing on a single character that is coming into the situation. We're taking an entire squad.
Yes.
But I thought, well, we can kind of circumnavigate some of the problems with that. Because instead of having the Sanford constabulary who have been brainwashed for so long into thinking that nothing is wrong, for these guys, this is kind of like Easy Street.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So, we can put their kind of blind acceptance or them not noticing things just down to, well, hey, we're on a bit of a jolly here, lads.
Yeah.
While there will be certain people, most likely Sean Pertwee and Coop, being the ones who seem to be the most on the ball.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are going to become our foils for Nicholas Angel and Danny.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because the other guys, they are just blokes. They are just soldiers. And they do what they're told. They do it well, but they do what they're told.
Exactly. I did think we could have some fun with that, because then some of the scenes the stuff that Angel gets sent out on in the original film, well, it could be just Coop it could be just Spoon and Joe have to go off and find the swan.
Yeah, I was going to say the swan should be Spoon and Joe, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's going to be missing the footy for this.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah. But we're getting ahead of ourselves a
We
little
are.
bit.
The only other thing that I did think before we start off, I suppose one of the sort of the X factors, of the unknown factors in this is Bruce, is Corporal Campbell.
Yeah.
Because we see so little of him in the original film.
Right, yeah. I see what you're saying.
So I thought of a way that we could still have him in the film without him actually causing too many problems.
All right, go on then.
Nobody tells me nothing.
Oh, right.
They need a ranked officer on the desk in place of Sergeant Turner.
Oh.
So we put Corporal Campbell on the front desk.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that works.
Fantastic.
That works, yeah.
I don't think there's anything else then before we set off, is there?
I don't think so.
Cool.
I think, like I said, the setup, we kind of covered it last week.
Yeah.
And I think we know what we're doing here.
Brilliant. So, out of pre-production and into Act 1. As always, we have one because movie, if we need to change something fundamental about our setup after we've started. Otherwise, it's think your way out or drown in the attempt.
Because we said we were going to do the shared universe thing, we do actually want to have that scene at the beginning with Coop and Ryan.
We do.
Yes, of course.
We do, yes. And then we leap forward however long it is, a month later, or however long it is.
It's 6 weeks later, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
See, I at one point I thought, do we have them having been dropped off, again, sort of airdropped into the wilderness? They've been given map coordinates but not told what's there. So we get a bit of them, we see a little bit of them travelling through, and then they arrive and they see Sanford, Gloucestershire. And that's where they're staying. Or do we want to do the quick route and just have them dropped off by army truck?
If it was actual urban pacification, it would be by truck.
Yes.
They would come by road. And also that gives us some opportunity, because obviously we're going to stick them in the Swan.
Of course.
Is it Gladys? It is Gladys, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the crossword and fascist and...
Joyce, isn't it?
Joyce, yeah.
Yes, Joyce. Yes, because I always remember Edward Wood was always going, thanks, Joyce.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Thanks, Joyce.
So, I mean, that sounded a lot more creepy than it actually is. But I'm not going to try and do a good Edward Woodward impersonation. He'll come back from the dead and kill me, because he is the one and only equaliser.
He is. He was the original, and no offence to Denzel, because Denzel is an awesome actor, but those movies are not a patch on the original show.
No. So we arrive, which is brilliant because we get them dropped out as it is while it's been raining in the middle of the night.
I was thinking we could, because there's that sequence of Angel moving and the various train stations. We won't have that. We'll have them in the back of the truck. I'm thinking almost a la thingy from American Werewolf in London. Riding in the back of the truck, it's piddling rain.
Yeah, but that also means...
Where the bloody hell are we?
Yeah, where are we now?
Why does it smell of sheep?
Yeah, we could also use that bit for some of the squad stuff that you see in Hot Fuzz.
Well, exactly. It gives us that chance to meet the squad before we get started, because we've got a lot of cast members in the village.
We do.
And if we can get away with showing off the entire squad right at the beginning and get that out of the way, I think that would work very well so that we can move on with the action then, can't we?
Yes, I mean, I think maybe we end that scene with the bit from the beginning of Dog Soldiers where they all start whistling. To keep up morale.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely, yes. And then, of course, we have Arrival in Gloucester.
Which is, again, I imagine Joe jumping down off the thing, getting his bag, getting his pack, and where are we now?
The bloody hell are we now?
And then they go to the...
they've got a telly. You can't miss the footy.
And the telly's on the blink.
It's totally born.
Yes, of course, the one in the Swan is, definitely.
Yes, yeah. Do we still get Hag and Fascist?
I think we should be playing into the comedy on this. I mean, absolutely. I think we should.
Yeah.
Because, cool. I mean, soldiers aren't that far off from cops in terms of the connotation of the joke. It works.
Yep. Cool.
And yeah. I imagine it would be between Joyce and Wells.
Yeah.
Because Wells is a bit...
Yes.
He's a bit sharp. And Coop doesn't like being mean to ladies.
That's true.
So it would be the Sarge that does it.
Yeah. And then it's like, right, well, we don't start till the morning, lads. Pub?
Yay! Hey!
So the question is, are they going to pick up on the underage? Would they care?
Absolutely not. They're soldiers. They probably did it themselves.
Exactly.
I mean, as much as they've got the sense of discipline, soldiers are not policemen. Laws are guidelines.
Yes, this is true. Yeah.
Orders.
Yes.
They are laws.
Oh, yes.
Laws, guidelines.
Yeah. So, how do we...
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I reckon, no. We need something, don't we?
I know how we do that then. We can still do it because I know we said we were going to put Corporal Campbell behind the desk, but they haven't started yet.
No, they haven't started yet. They haven't booked in. They haven't met the inspector.
Yeah, and I think... Yes! Sorry. Just...
Ole!
I'm going to go get a lot of fruit on my head. Sorry, guys. Just an idea, because that actually gives us justification. The one person who I think is probably straight-laced enough to actually pick up on it is Corporal Campbell.
Of course, yes.
He's a bit of a toff.
He's a bit of a toff, and he's by the numbers.
Yes.
I mean, we did get enough of him to see that, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So we could say he's the one who noticed and makes a point of it, so they end up taking them in.
Also, I'm pretty sure he's the second oldest character in the squad.
Yes.
Apart from Wells.
Yeah. But that means we can use that as... It's Campbell who says, we need to take these guys in because they're underage. We need to kick them out.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why Butterman wants him on the desk. Because he's causing problems already.
Yeah, I like that. I'll go with that. But the way we do it is because like in the original one, there's Nick noticing all of the different young drinkers and stuff, and in the background, Danny is at the bar constantly going, "Pint lager, please, pint lager, and a packet of crisps." I'm imagining we'll have that in so they're all up at the bar chatting and being soldiers and little bit leery, and in the background, an ever younger list of kids.
Yeah.
Until you get one who looks like he's 12 and he's covered in pimples.
The kid with the braces?
With the braces, yeah. And eventually, as you say...
Campbell's just going to go, Sarge.
Sarge.
Yeah.
That's not right, Sarge.
We don't start till tomorrow. I said, yeah, but if we're supposed to be the law in this place, we should, start enforcing it.
Oh, what, curfew, Sarge? Yes, mate.
Yeah, fantastic. So we still get them being taken in. Now, I did want to put in a point, and again, as a way of linking these two films together, I don't know where we put it in. I don't know whether it should be when they first arrive at the Swan or when they start the next day. Mm. But I wanted there to be a very brief phone conversation between Coop and Ryan. There's a number been left for Coop to call.
Right.
And it's Ryan explaining the situation. Because you're still so wet behind the ears that you won't kill a dog, then all you're good for is urban pacification. Get used to it. This is the kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Sorry, can't help you. I don't know what you're looking for.
But yeah, so this is the kind of babysitting assignment you and your squad can expect for the next 2 years because of your failure.
I think you're right, but we want to keep it neater and shorter. Ryan is clipped.
He is clipped.
So expect this. Look forward to a couple more years of this babysitting duty.
Obviously, it's a nice blind because that's not what's going to happen to them at all.
Of course,
Ryan doesn't know that. Do we do that and we slot that in so it links into that scene from Dog Fuzz when just before his team gets attacked? But then I thought, no, we can't do that.
No.
Because the timeline for this film is longer.
The timeline for this film is longer. We want dog soldiers to be happening towards the middle or later half of this movie.
Yes.
So that's before Ryan has gone out on recon. It's before they've done the thing. Yeah. I want to go a step further. I think we can have another scene later on, and just to be like, it doesn't even have to be an entire scene. Like, somebody walks into Butterman's office and he's on the phone with Ryan. He's just finishing a conversation with Ryan. So we know there's communication between the two of them.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I like that. Because then it sort of makes it look like Ryan is the one that's causing Butterman to stifle all of their attempts to do their job.
Yes.
And it creates this false dynamic, so we'll create some red herrings for them.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I think, that's another one. That's one each, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think that works.
Because we are working on the mystery and we've got to find a way to reintroduce the red herrings in this film.
We do, yes.
Because obviously, these lads aren't Nick, so they're not going to see things the same way that Nick does, at least not straight away.
No. So we get dragged down to the station. We'll have to... They get down to the station and it's closed. Because the only one who's there is Butterman, isn't he?
Yeah, Butterman's not there.
So they have to break into the station to lock these guys up.
Oh, yeah, they're soldiers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, laws or guidelines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they lock them up. But then I thought we could still get... The next morning, the jogging scene. Because either that, we could do it with Coop, or we could do it as it's part of their morning exercise. The whole squad.
Yes! Yeah, of course soldiers do your 5 a.m. run or 6 a.m. runs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we still get Lock Me Up on the slasher.
Catch me later!
So obviously the one thing we will miss from this next scene is we don't have Danny there to have been in prison. That's the only thing
we don't.
But we do meet Inspector Butterman.
Yes, well this is where things are going to get a little bit different for us, obviously, because Butterman's the only one in the station. So it's what happened to the glass lads? Because I don't imagine them jimmying the lock. I imagine it's just going to be an elbow in the glass and open the lock.
Yeah, well obviously that's not how things done.
You might have to put a $5 in the square jar for that one. It'll cost a pretty penny.
Thank you, Andy.
When they're doing the mosey around the station, what we should do at this point, I know they've probably they've only got blanks on their weapons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't have those around a town. This is Sanford, so he insists on them storing them in the evidence room. So he's got their weapons under lock and key.
Right now, why? Because for starters, they've got dummy weapons.
I did have a reason, and now it's gone. I think it was more to show him exerting his authority over them.
Yeah, but it's... I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. I'm saying it might play out a little differently than you're thinking.
Okay.
Because the soldiers, our job is urban pacification. If you take our weapons away from us, how can we pacify anything? So there's going to be a confrontation between Wells and Butterman.
There is.
Or Coop and Butterman. What do you think?
I think that's a rank one. I think it's Wells and Butterman. Coop can probably be in the room.
Just to play with it, so we can keep... I'd have Coop doing the objection,
Yeah.
Butterman cutting him off and poo-pooing him with whatever,
Yeah.
and then Wells stepping in and saying, "Excuse me, sir, not to be funny, but our job is pacification, and if we lack the means to pacify, I'm not quite sure what we're doing here, sir."
That's when I think Butterman will pull rank and say, "This is the safest village in the country. Just your presence alone should be enough. I'm sure your personalities are enough to enforce, to keep the peace, especially with the Village of the Year competition coming up."
Love it. And Wells is like, "Yeah, I understand what you're saying, sir, but when it all goes down to Kazi, what are we supposed to use? Harsh language?"
Take it. I love it. Sorry, that's brilliant. I love that. At which point, he opens a drawer and gives them all a truncheon.
Yeah, that'll do. I reckon that's a compromise we can live with.
Yes. Obviously, we don't get the Andes.
Don't get up.
But we do get the NWA.
Yes, we've got to beat the NWA, yes.
I think that must be lunch.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Again, the lunch thing is going to be different because obviously it's just them. The odd fish in that situation is Butterman.
Yeah, all right, yeah, but we can use that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right, how we play this is it's not just lunch, although it is lunch. Time to meet your locals.
The locals, yeah, that's true.
So lunch is an excuse to take them around town and meet people. And we can have Butterman even like giving people's life stories. And then we get the bit with like, I was a corpse on.
Oh yeah. All of that kind of thing.
Oh, check out that Corporal Cooper. Look at his ass.
Yeah. It's all of that stuff, yes. I'm trying to think, because again, you got the bit with Mr. Treacher, haven't you, with his big coat and stuff like that. We can do some stuff, as we said, with Spoon, either Spoon and Joe or Spoon and Terry. They're on the beat. But then you'd have, say, Coop and Wells in the car.
Oh, yeah, because we're putting Campbell on the desk, aren't we?
Yes.
We've put Campbell on the desk because he's already kicking up a fuss.
Yes.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, so just some basic stuff with them sort of being literally fishes out of water, with those two being the main two who spot anything that might be a bit strange.
We need to do something with Terry and Soap. Coop, Spoon and Joe are on tour. Bruce is in the desk.
Yeah.
Sarge is with Coop in the car, but we've got Terry and Soap on the squad, and we need to give them. I mean, they could be patrolling as well. Soap, yeah, one of the guys was called Soap. That was his nickname.
I didn't have him on my list. I've got Sarge, Coop, Spoon, Terry, Joe, and Campbell. They're the only ones I've got.
All right, okay, no, you got Cooper, Spoon, Terry, Joe, Bruce Campbell, Sarge, and Soap. I don't know. I think Terry was the one.
Terry's the one who throws up on Ryan.
On Ryan, that's it. Yeah, I thought Terry was the one who threw up on Ryan. And
I don't remember there being a Soap.
I would make a squad of 7. That is weird. Where did I get Soap from?
Unless Soap was a nickname by which they referred to one of the others and you just jotted it down.
It might have been. Was it a 6-man?
I'm sure it was a 6-man.
No, there's no time to check. No time to check.
We'll do it
Doesn't matter. But Terry, at least. We've got to find something for Terry to do. No, I don't. I want Joe and Spoon to be the ones chasing the swan.
The swan, yeah, we'll come to that. That's the next day, isn't it? After the day over, are we saying that the whole squad goes to the NWA meet? I do want to stick it to just Coop and Wells. Or even just Wells.
I reckon Coop would be way uncomfortable, and Wells isn't that needy. I reckon Wells figures it's his job as Sarge to keep the distance between the civilians and his boys.
Ah, I see. So you send Coop in place?
No.
Oh, sends Campbell?
No. Sarge reckons it's his job to keep a distance between the civilians and his boys. Are you having fun there?
I am.
Toothy fun. So I reckon Sarge would go.
Okay.
He'd be, I'm the sacrificial lamb, so
the
lads don't have to deal with this bollocks.
Okay. I thought, would you spot anything untoward about the NWA that suggests that there's more to them than meets the eye? But then again, Angel is very astute and he didn't notice.
Exactly.
So,
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, I think it's just to meet the people seen, and it's just the Sarge doesn't want to expose his boys to all the bollocks, so he goes himself.
I suppose the only thing you might notice, and again, it's a
Or to put it another way, he's afraid the boys might embarrass him in front of the locals.
And there's old Nick shortening his fucking arsehole off at us.
Yes. Yeah, so are they confined to barracks? If you
No,
like?
they're not confined to barracks. They're just not. They don't have to deal with all of the bollocks, you know.
So we could throw in a little scene there of them being the only ones in the pub. Because everybody else got kicked out.
You know, it could work, because even though... I can't remember the name of the couple that run the pub, but even though they would be pissed off that half the locals have gone for their pub, they've got 6 soldiers in their pub.
Exactly. I was going to say, one of them, you know, they could look pissed off because it's kind of empty when they first go in there.
Yeah, and then Joe goes up to the bar and goes, 12 pints of lager, please.
Oh! yeah, exactly. Then, so we've got next day, we're at the school with...
Rachel, hi, Mr. Messenger.
Who are we sending to school? Because I don't reckon the sergeant's taking the shit for that one.
No.
I reckon Coop.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Coop and someone? Because originally it's Nick and Danny, obviously.
Oh, it is. Let's say Coop and Terry.
Yes, because we want to give Terry something to do. So
Yeah.
let's put him in there. Yeah. And of course, they're supposed to be talking about good behaviour and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But inevitably, the kids are going to ask them, like, have you ever fired a gun? Have you ever landed on a grenade? Have you ever...
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever stood in somebody's guts? Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, we introduced Tim Messenger, whose name is it going to get wrong?
I think it should be Cooper's, and I think he should spell it Coop like a chicken coop, C-O-U-P.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, right. All right. Okay. Yep, cool.
So, and again, squaddies being squaddies, they will pick up on it.
Yeah.
So they'll be like loads of chicken feathers. Then when he gets in, there's a chicken in his locker.
Right, I see a problem.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we might skip over it, but it's foreshadowing for later in the story. So we have school, we have Tim Messenger getting names wrong, and we have the scene with the swan.
Yes.
That's
Spoon and Joe.
Spoon and Joe. Because that's just going to be hilarious as anything. And this is fucking bone, man.
It is fucking bad.
But then we get the scene that I just simply labelled Who's Who.
Sorry, I was going to say, with that scene, I want to have a bit, because while they haven't got weapons on them, I don't know, I can see somebody like Spoon grabbing a bit of wood, turning it into a catapult. Come on, I can get it. I can get it. No, we can't.
No.
Yeah.
You don't have it. That's a nice little detail. But the next bit we got is what I labelled as a Who's Who, which is the bloke with the long coat, you know, Lurch's family history, all that. And that takes someone from the village.
Yeah, you want to be a big cop in a small town? Fuck off up the model village.
Ooh,
We
yes.
either lose that scene, or do we? Do we? Just because do we need someone who knows the clever answer to that question? It's where the comedy comes from.
It is, but at the same time, we did say obviously we played up the comedy because of the characters in Dog Fuzz. Because the comedy that's in Dog Soldiers is a lot more muted.
Yeah, it's a lot more dry.
Yeah. So we can afford to lose little things like that are clearly obvious comedy, like mum and sister the same person, things like that. We can acknowledge those characters.
I was going to say we could fold some of that into the bit with Chasing the Swan.
Sanford's most wanted.
So Spoon and Joe will be passing these people down the streets and it's like, it's July, why is he wearing that fucking coat?
Yeah.
Or something. And then we just run on, we don't deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's just duly noted, you know. And like, oh.
Look at that fucker.
Yeah. It looks like his mum knows his dad.
Yes, exactly.
His mum knows his brother.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so we note it, but we don't have to go into it into too much depth. Different shop, blah, blah, blah. And then, so we're into Summerfield.
We're into the supermarket.
Sergeant Wells to the manager's office. Sergeant Wells.
Sergeant Wells or Sergeant Cooper? Oh, Corporal Cooper. It's Corporal Cooper, isn't it?
No, he's private.
He's a private Coop?
Yeah.
Private? Fuck me, I always thought he was Corporal.
No.
Because he acts like a Corporal.
He does, yeah.
You know. Oh, all right. Oh, all right. So, what, Bruce is the only Corporal in the squad? Mm-hmm. Right, okay. Oh, yeah, well, I suppose, yes, it would have to be Sergeant Wells then. Yeah, it has to be, wouldn't it?
So I think we play this slightly differently because, again, Coop's not going to be distracted like Danny is. So while Wells is in the office talking to Simon Skinner,
May their heads be struck from their shoulders.
It's Coop that notices the guy nicking the stuff.
Yeah. We sort of get the same scene, but Coop is on the cameras.
Yes.
Following him round, and Wells is like, did you notice my lad spotted something?
Yeah, so that we can see a nice little bit of them chasing them out. Now, I suppose here's the difference. Oh, I suppose it works out the same, doesn't it? In terms of level of training or level of fitness.
Oh, absolutely. No, they're soldiers, mate. They go on 5-mile runs at 5 o'clock in the morning every day.
Exactly. No, I'm just going to say, because I just suddenly thought, would he catch him a lot easier because he's a soldier? But I guess not, because Nicholas Angel is such an exceptional officer. They're probably on a par.
On a pretty close par, yeah. But You know, I'm just going to go, because we've placed Coop in the store floor while this is going on, we're going to have Coop notice him do it on camera.
Yeah.
So he's going to be really close to him. So the kid's going to do something. It's going to be pull over a display or something. It's just going to trip Coop for a few seconds, but it'll be enough to give the kid a head start.
It should be, one of those big revolving things.
Yeah.
That's full of DVDs, like what Danny loves.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little
Point Break and
exactly.
Bad Boys and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it should be
absolutely.
something like that he knocks over.
Yeah. So that'll trip Coop up for a couple of seconds, give the kid a head start. And of course, Sergeant Wells has got to run all the way down from the office.
Exactly.
To try and catch up. So I reckon that works.
And that will play out near enough the same.
Except Sergeant Wells isn't going to be a tit when he goes over the garden fence.
No, not at all.
Which is a shame, because that's a lovely comedy moment. But, we do what we can.
You could have it that, obviously, Coop goes first, he chases after him, he jumps over one of the fences, rips his jacket. You alright, Sarge? Yeah, it's alright. I thought my guts were out for a minute, but they were good.
Yeah, nice call.
No charges.
Yeah. Where are we? Yeah, second chances. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, everyone will get their just desserts.
Yes.
And then we leap straight to them being out with the speed gun. We're still happy with those two doing that. I suppose it has to be. They are our protagonists, aren't they? So unless we want to keep them all as a bit of a squad. No,
I know what you're saying, and you're right. We do have that duo kind of thing going on with them. But we've got to give the squad a chance to sign. So maybe either Terry or Joe are on it with
Coop.
With Coop, yeah. Let's make it Coop.
Yeah.
Because we need to see more of Coop being competent away from Wells.
Exactly. Terry's the obvious one because he's the kind of the closest thing that you've got to being a little bit incompetent. But I think we should have Spoon, because Spoon's awesome.
Something fast and loud.
Yeah.
Well, I see, I'm seeing there's a bit where we don't have Coop in the driver's seat. It's whoever he's with, which, Spoon. It's brilliant. Yes. Yeah, brilliant. So, woo! And he goes, bloody hell, that was a bit... Well, don't just sit there, put your bloody foot down!
So they catch up, and we meet Martin Blower, isn't it?
Yeah, Blower. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And Eve Draper. How do you think that's going to go? Because do you think they've been issued... No, I mean, if we wanted to do at the beginning, if we want to sort of foreshadow that bit, when we said Wells was saying about, well, how are we supposed to stop anybody if we don't have our weapons? Truncheon and a notebook.
All right, yeah.
So they've got notebooks. If we want to keep that, or do we just have him remember everything?
No, Coop is a note taker. Remember, he was the man handling the map in the...
Yes.
He's a note taker. He had a pencil on him, he had the map. He's going to have the notebook.
And just have Spoon there to throw in the odd word.
And, yeah, Spanner, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Spoon.
Or a Spoon in the works, yeah, exactly.
Put a spoon in the works, yeah.
And then homage to Shakespeare, blah, blah, blah. We could even have, because I know they've only been there like a day or so, when they go back to the car, and Spoon can make some comment about how he handled the situation, and we could have kind of a foil for that thing about the notebooks, and Spoon could go, yeah, I have been using mine, and he'll have something in there.
All right, yeah. Something exploding.
Yeah. So the question is, so is it going to be the two of them that we send to the Amdrams?
We kind of need to send someone to the Amdrams. And I think at this point we can even go a little harder, because it's not just the inspector being a bit, join the town. I think at this point he's kind of punishing them.
Yes, absolutely. See, this is the one time that I thought you might want to send somebody like Bruce, because he is a little bit more cultured.
Oh, yeah.
So Coop and Bruce?
Coop and Bruce, yes. Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. That works.
So you can imagine his horror when he sees them.
But, obviously, the show and the conversation afterwards...
I'm sure if we bashed your head in...
That's the end of our act. And that's going to play out pretty much the same way, isn't it? It's Skinner making his various comments and...
Yes.
And Coop noticing various details and so on and so forth. And then that's the end of our act.
It is the end of our act. The only thing that we do lose, because I can't see any other way of fitting it in there, is... fingers. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's...
That's just got me.
Contain yourself, sir.
That's the only thing that we lose, unfortunately. Unless you can think of another way that we can figure it in there.
No, I can't.
Fantastic. That's the end of Act 1.
So this moves on pretty quickly, because we cut immediately to the next morning and the discovery of the crash scene. Decaffeinated, yes. And that's going to be... Is that going to be a Joe comment, a Terry comment, or a Spoon comment?
I want to say Terry.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're kind of setting Terry up to be the fall guy for a lot of stuff. But that's okay.
Because he kind of was anyway.
He was, yeah. Then we have the hedgerows issue.
So we're happy that the accident and stuff is going to go the same way?
Yeah. I mean, obviously at this point, I think Coop will definitely what did he just say?
Yeah.
Story of more woe. This of Juliet and her Romeo.
But I mean, in terms of when they actually had the crash site and things like that.
Well, I don't think Cooper's going to know that Skinner is coming from the wrong side of town for him and stuff like that. No. But I think he would notice the comments because they're a bit lascivious.
Obviously, we can't go and see the Andes because they're not there. That's something that Butterman's done on purpose because their investigators aren't there. So we'll file it and then the Andes can look at that when they get back.
Yeah.
Or something like that. We can just bluff it like that. But yes, then we're off to Elroy Farm.
And a little moment with... I always forget his name. Argus Filch.
David Bradley.
David Bradley, thank you. Yeah.
The Arsenal, yes. So here again we have a little bit of a problem.
Because we don't have...
we don't have Bob Walker to translate.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, got to stop and think about this for a second. I told you it was going to be in the second act that we'd start to have problems.
Yeah. Where are we? With Gloucestershire, so no.
We could be weird.
Uh-huh.
Both Spoon and Joe, I'm leaning towards Joe, are quite northern.
What? You are?
And they've got quite strong accents. So if we make the joke that people with strong accents can understand people with strong accents...
Even though they're completely different accents, yeah.
So we have Joe be a bit of a savant at understanding what Bradley's saying. Yeah?
But he hasn't even been sent there on purpose. He was just with the guys that went out there.
Yeah, he was just there.
They're kind of like looking at each other. The other two, are we going to say that Wells is going on this one? Or do we think that Butterman is tying him up with stuff back at the office to keep him off the streets?
I think so. I feel like I want...
You want Coop to take the lead?
I want Coop to take the lead because then when it gets back to the station, there'll be the well done with Wells and it'll work.
Yeah.
Narratively, that they're kind of bonding over this moment.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Coop...
I'm nominating Joe for being our northerner.
You're bloody loving this, aren't you?
In which case then, let's have Terry then along with them as well.
Of course, for being the straight-laced one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Coop and Terry are like, what? Joe's obviously understanding all of this and then he just comes out with it. He just repeats what he says.
He comes out with it in northern slang.
Yeah. And
then Coop has to translate it for
Terry.
For Terry.
Yeah.
Because Terry will be, what?
What? Yeah. But yes, you said we finally get By the Power of Greyskull.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do indeed get our By the Power of Greyskull. Oh, and does that mean we want Spoon?
That does sound a little more like the thing that he would say, doesn't it?
Well, it's Spoon is the one who says Power of Greyskull in Dog Soldiers. And, yes, he pulls out the sword.
But he doesn't say anything. He never says anything in that bit. We had Danny say that in our version of it.
In my head he says it as well.
No. He just picks it out and he's like...
Well, no, I'm going to double down here because we're doing a shared universe movie.
Okay, yeah, we can have him do it then in this. Yeah.
So that'll be like a connecting tissue. There's always somebody going by the power of Greyskull.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm happy with that. But also the thing with this is a lot of those guys will probably recognise what those weapons are.
They'll be able to rank and file serial numbers. They'll know all about it.
You've got a brain gun.
What the fuck was that? Well, that was the brain gun.
But yes, so that will ultimately go the same way. Filling up the evidence room, all of that kind of thing.
Yes.
And as you said, pat on the back from Wells for a job well done.
And I reckon because we've been kind of avoiding it and we've kind of had Butterman shitting on him, we should have a well done lads from Butterman as well. Again, because we want Butterman to be reasonably sympathetic. We want the reveal to be a bit of a surprise.
Yes.
When we do reveal it.
Definitely. At which point, how well done, sir? Shh. Pub? Uncle Derek? Why have I written Uncle Derek?
Nick's story. He nicked his Uncle Derek.
Oh, yes, of course, the pedal car, wasn't it? Yeah.
I suppose we swap this for Coop's story.
All right.
About how he's afraid of women.
And Spider Women. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Of course. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that's nicely slotted in there, definitely. Do we have... No, I think we want to save that, don't we?
What's that?
Because I know we said we were going to have that communication between him and Ryan about this. I think we want to save the reveal of that. Maybe in place of... Because we're not going to get the scene with the movie library.
Yes.
Which is going to be the same night. Obviously that, a little drunk, all of that will go the same.
Yeah.
And I think we can have Wells and Coop be the ones to take the fridge magnet, take him home.
Oh, right, yeah.
But then it's the next bit, because we're not going to get the movie library and that power of Greyskull. I think that should be Coop and Wells having a chat back at the bar at the Swan after everybody else has gone to bed. And that's where we can have a poignant moment of him revealing that, you know, we're only here because I messed up on my selection. And Ryan's taken a dislike to me.
I think you're right. I think we've done it in the wrong order. So I reckon, I suppose, so we have the arsenal brought back to the police station and it's well done, lads. And then Butterman goes... There's a private call for you, Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
And have Ryan phone him. So just as he's feeling a bit smug about getting on with the job,
yes,
Ryan's there to knock him down a peg.
Yes.
And that will then lead into his mood to tell his story at the pub later on.
Yes, take it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I like that.
We've got a narrative thread.
Yeah, that works. And then, so as we say, everything else goes off as it was, and then, nasty way to go.
You shouldn't eat late at night.
I don't know, quite like a little midnight gobble.
Right, yeah, no, hang on a minute. I'm just wondering, it's not necessarily about the comedy, it's just about the characterisation. They're at the pub talking about this?
That bit that I was saying, I imagine it was after they dropped what's his name off back at his mansion, and it's just the two of them having a quiet drink back in the bar at the Swan.
Right, so I reckon, just because we haven't got anybody watching anything, and I kind of want someone watching something to play into that moment. Obviously, we've had Joe pissing and moaning about the fact that he's always on duty whenever there's a match on. It never said it in the original film, but I always assumed it was the World Cup.
I don't know if it was the World Cup. As far as I remember, I think it was one
It
of
was
the...
Britain v Germany.
Yes, I think it was a friendly... I remember.
It might have been UEFA, but I thought it was the World... It felt like it was meant to be the World Cup.
I think it might have even been a friendly, because I remember that game.
All right.
Because that's when I was living in Sussex, and one of our chefs was German, and I think it was like a night or two after that game, we were playing pool, and I beat him 5-1.
All right, okay. Point being is that we've been gently messing with Joe the whole way through this. I want to say, because our timeline is longer, it's cross weeks, I want to say that the football that Joe is constantly missing is the World Cup.
Fair enough. I'm happy with that.
I feel like this is a scene where we finally give Joe what he wants.
So while they're having this quiet conversation, like this kind of important conversation, Joe's in the background banging the TV, trying to get it to work.
Maybe I'm going too far, but I'm thinking that Joe's going to be poking about at the back of the pub because their TV doesn't work very well, and he finds a big widescreen TV.
Right.
And then we get... By the power of Greyskull!
Yes.
And so we've got Joe shouting about the football in the background of this conversation between Wells and Coop. Got that dynamic going, you know?
Yeah, I love it. No, I'm happy with that. That sounds cool. But again, next day, boom, nasty way to go.
Yes.
My perfect Sunday. So do you think they're taking it in turns to getting different people to say, what should be the SOP in different situations?
Yes.
As again, it's a part of their training exercise.
Yeah, what do we do now, Sarge?
Yeah. All right, Spoon, your turn. What do we do? Something like that. All right, Sergeant Wells. There'll be a statement released to the press. No. Just wanted to ask what your perfect Sunday was.
Oh, yeah.
Probably...
Jump into a warm bed with a nice hot woman.
He's got a missus. Wells has got a missus.
It's just something he said, isn't it? In
No, you're right. You know, I was poo-pooing. No, have him say that because we can have Messenger write that down word for word.
Yes.
And that will be what's in the newspaper.
Yeah, back to the NWA for Sanford's Most Wanted.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
By this point then, so what we're saying that it's definitely Coop is getting suspicious.
Oh, absolutely. Wells is uneasy, but he's like... Yeah, but they wouldn't do that, would they? You know, he doesn't like it, but he's not suspicious, whereas Coop is suspicious.
Yes, definitely. Which is obviously why Butterman puts him on the church fate.
I mean, again, going back to Coop's story, quite a lot of the NWA are women.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you know, we go back to our first act and all those comments about Coop. Oh, check out that Cooper. Look at his ass. And all these comments from women and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we can play into that with Coop's suspicion.
So Church Fate. So before we go into the Church Fate, I think very quickly we will stop and do a very quick shout-out.
Oh, righty-ho.
So this is just a very quick one, and again, it's not going to be for a channel this week. This one's actually it's a bit more of a personal one. Some of you may remember a while back, I sort of mentioned, unfortunately, my brother Pierre, who unfortunately suffered aortic dissection in 2022, which left him in hospital, and he's been in hospital pretty much ever since. Due to complications following that, he's now been classified as paraplegic. And recently, my sister-in-law has been running a fundraiser to get my brother a proper sort of motorised chair to help him get some of his mobility back. The appeal has gone really, really well. They've already hit the target on the fundraiser, but obviously anything that anyone may decide to donate to the cause would be more than welcome. There will be a link to this in the description below. Anything that you can do, even if it's just sharing the fundraiser itself out there for others to see, would be more than welcome. Thank you.
If you can, please contribute, folks. Although we've agreed that Coop is getting suspicious, do we think he's gotten that suspicious yet? He's not Nick.
No.
He's not a copper.
No, I don't think
he's just an observant man.
Yeah. Are we saying that it's just him who's on duty, or do we? Because obviously don't forget Nicholas Angel's a sergeant. So would it be him or Wells? And would the others still be on duty as well?
I think that with what we've done, I think it makes sense that Barterman is going to give Coop the fate.
Right.
Wells is going to mock him for it, and of course the lads are going to enjoy the hell out of it. I don't think he's going to be as urgent about wanting to talk to Tim Messenger, and that's where I think it starts to fall apart a little bit. Well, a little bit, not too much, because once what happens to Tim happens,
then it's definitely something's up.
It's suddenly that's not normal. That
I agree that the lads will rib Coop about him having to be on duty. I don't know about Wells. I think Wells...
No, what I meant was, I don't mean like being mean. I just meant like, better than you than me, lad.
Yeah, I can't see Wells doing that. I think at this point, because Bartman's singling him out for this, and Wells is very, he's very much got his lads' backs, I think Wells will join him. He will actually be on serve as well.
Okay, so maybe let's switch this about a little bit. Maybe Wells is the one who's being the active officer on the fate, and it's about what Coop observes while he's wondering about the fate.
Mm-hmm.
That is the thread that pulls him into the mystery, because we've got to pull him in. We've got to pull him in because we're halfway through our second act.
We are. So like Splat the Rat and all that kind of thing, that's the stuff that Coop's observing.
Oh, Splat the Rat, I never noticed that. Yeah, all right.
We can have Coop observe that, but Messenger goes and speaks to Wells because he's the senior officer.
Yeah, all right.
So that we're casting the threads a bit further afield, if you like, rather than focusing them all on one person.
What I'm thinking, no, that's what I mean. I see what you mean. Oh, no, right. Well, I was thinking that, like, we would have Wells, like, doing the tombola and stuff, and he's stuck doing that stuff, and he can't do it, so it's Coop.
Sorry, it's a brain. It just looked like a butt. It does look like a...
Is it a butt or is it that looks like a butt?
It does look like a butt, but it's actually, I think it's supposed to be a brain. But that works. Then we get... Coop can then say, I don't think this is an accident. What's your justification? And then that will make Wells think, oh, hang on, well, Mr. Messenger did want to speak to me. Oh, no, I've just noticed something that's not going to quite work with that.
What's that?
Because if we have Tim Messenger speak to Wells about wanting to speak to him at 3:00, then Coop won't know that to run round there.
Unless Wells tells him. Yes. I figured as much.
Okay.
Like, he unexpectedly gets called up to the tombola, and he grabs Coop and goes, I'm meant to meet Messenger around the corner at 3:00. Right. Cover for me,
So this is where we can diverge a little bit then, if you like, that Coop does go and meet Messenger.
All right, yeah.
So when he gets killed, he looks up and he sees somebody moving up on the roof, up on the...
Oh, make it more obvious.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But then we still leave it a mystery, like in the film. He rushes up the tower,
Yeah.
but there's nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
But, and nobody... Yeah?
Yeah, I think that works. It serves to draw Coop in, because like I said, Coop is competent and observant, but he's not a copper.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. So that does work. Fantastic. Which means that they're going to then get all the troops right. You're all back on the clock. Start interviewing people, things like this.
Yeah.
So we will still get the same thing. I suppose the only thing we do lose is we do lose the cuddly monkey.
Did he mean me or that?
Yes, we do.
Unless we want to have the bit before that, you could have like Joe and Spoon or somebody go over there and have a shoot at it.
Right, we've reached the point where everything gets a bit complicated.
Yes, because we need somebody to go do some homework.
I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling to think of an easy way out of this. Or even a semi-easy way out of this.
No, it's not. No, it's easy.
What's easy?
Because it's the Andys who say, if you go and look it all up or whatever. We have this conversation with Inspector Butterman and he just toes the party line as he always does. It's a terrible accident. Accidents happen all the time. So this has been happening a lot, has it? That then gives them an impetus to go back and look into the history of the town, and the easiest way to do that is the records in the paper. Because their link to that is Tim Messenger. He obviously knew something, so what was he looking at? Then
we don't have Danny's birthday.
We don't know.
And we have a florist getting stabbed. Do you see what I mean? It's starting to get complicated.
I see. Yes, that is going to be...
This is where it starts to fall apart a little bit. It's a shame. This first half I enjoyed quite a lot, but it's starting to feel... I don't know how we're going to make this work. There's a logical leap that we haven't really built a bridge towards.
The only way that I can see that happens, it might work because we're going leaning more into the squad or our protagonists as opposed to one or two people in particular.
Mm.
They're all back at the station, so while they're all there, sorry to put this on Bruce Campbell again, but because he's stuck in the office all the time, I could really use something to brighten up the office. I was just going to go down and get a plant in the office.
Oh, you know what? Fucking have one. Because that gives us a lovely moment of comedy when the rest of the squad just starts taking the piss out of him for wanting flowers.
Yeah.
Oh, you little girl.
Yeah.
I think that works.
And it also
gives Who are we sending?
Well, I think we should, for a change, because he's done nothing that was the whole thing, we use Bruce. He just happens to be there at the shop.
Right, yep.
He's left his wallet in the car, so he goes out to get it.
Yep, okay, yep.
But obviously, or we can have the same thing from Leslie Tiller, because he would have been privy to what the guys have been talking about. No doubt Wells has been keeping him updated with what they've been looking at. That she comes out with all of this information.
I dressed the lot of them.
I need to write this down, because he hasn't got his notebook or whatever. And then she gets killed, so it's him that chases them from the scene.
Yeah, that works so far.
And then it's all of them against Inspector Butterman. About Leslie Tiller was fucking murdered.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spoon. Somebody puts that's what I was going to say. Sorry. There was a moment of comedy. I meant to mention it in the first half. I completely forgot. Was, on the swear box, it's got all the words on it and how much. Mm-hmm. And Joe's favourite one about this is totally bone. After the first day, they come back and somebody's written bone on the swear box.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Again, we're starting to trip. How do we get from there to Skinner?
I think we would still get there because most of those instances where, with Skinner's comments, Coop's been present in pretty much all of those scenes. Either him or Wells. Plus also all the information that Leslie Tiller gives to Bruce about while she's selling up her land.
Come on, brain, work. I hear what you're saying. I'm just not... I'm not
convinced.
sure if it's going to carry us through to the end. We may have to consider a Because movie here.
I think we do.
So let's talk about that. It's been a while since we've used a Because movie,
Yeah.
It's been a few months.
Yeah. I mean, technically they've got all of the information because if we are allowing that they do go through and research the stuff the same as Angel does from the newspaper reports about the bypass, about Leslie Tiller's land becoming more valuable.
Well, you see, that's kind of a big ask. That goes back to us saying they're not coppers, which is, I think, that is somewhere in there what we're talking about is the because movie we need to. So maybe someone's relative is a copper, someone that they look up to, or has given them a lot of advice that would feed into that situation. Is a possibility I was considering. I'm not sure.
Okay, what about this? And again, it's off the top of my head, and only because it's the only character that we know the least about again, which is Corporal Campbell.
Yeah.
And because, as we said, he is a bit of a toff.
Yeah.
He reads a lot of detective novels. Is that too weak?
That is way too weak. It's not making the leap to police. It's soldier to police. We have to have something that links between those two behaviours, and it has to go all the way across. It can't go halfway across. Oh dear.
So unless one of them is coming up to the end of their tour of duty and their intention is to go into the police force, so they've been boning up on police procedures in advance of that.
That might work. Who are you thinking of? Well, I think we know our answer.
Campbell?
Yeah. Are we going to call that Abraca's movie?
I think that is Abaca's movie.
There you go, folks. We have declared it.
Yep.
So Bruce, finally, after hours of nobody tells me nothing,
Yes.
finally gets his moment to shine. So
that will take us up to confronting Skinner.
Accusing Skinner, of course. Doing the research.
Which is kind of quite nice because Bruce has been sat
Manager's office, Mr. Skinner.
in the office this whole time while everything else has been happening, just listening to what the guys are saying, and he's just been kind of collating it all. So that's nice. I like that. You know, they're the ones out there gathering the information, but the guy who actually puts it all together hasn't left the station for the most of the film.
Yeah, no, that is a nice touch. Yeah, that is good.
So we get Skinner spool through, bummed out, brainwave. No, not catching them killers then.
Oh, yes.
And then I had monkey fighting. That's the fight with Lurch in the hotel room.
Oh, right, okay. And that takes him to the castle because it comes over the radio.
So are we saying, who is going... Are we saying that's going to be Bruce now? Are we going to throw him in that position? Or are we still saying that's going to be Coop gets jumped?
Bruce is the one who comes up with the idea, but Coop is the one who's doing things. So I think we have Coop attacked.
The other thing we have to think about this situation as well is Coop's not the only one in the Swan. The rest of the squad are there as well.
Exactly. Again, this is where things are going to be different.
I think this does work.
I mean, we get to the end of this act.
But it's what happens next.
It's what happens next. It gets very wobbly.
I think some of this will work. So obviously we still have Coop getting jumped in the hotel room.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Lurch does his thing.
Which will attract the attention of the others.
Yep.
They dispatch Lurch. Something is going down. They hear the thing about the castle. So I think we split the squad here. Coop and maybe one other goes to the castle, while the others go to the station to arm up.
Yeah, we're going to jump a bunch of shit.
We are going to jump a bunch of shit.
And our third act is going to be quite short, isn't it?
It is going to be quite short.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think I agree.
Yeah.
And you can have a star.
Yay! And on that bombshell, that's Act 2.
That's Act 2.
Xadrum is more than just curious content on YouTube. We're also a small publishing house, with books covering a range of genres from 1940s pulp adventure to children's novels, and even a touch of the macabre for those who like their literature on the dark side. Our titles are available in both paperback and ebook formats. Ebooks are available on Amazon, but physical copies can only be bought exclusively through our website at xadrum.com. Jeff's got enough cash as it is, so why not help us little guys grow and thrive? Links can be found in our banner and in the description to all of our videos, and we look forward to helping you indulge your itch for escapism.
So, what do we reckon?
Things happen rapidly at this point.
Yes, do you think then we just run through from this point at that night in the castle, or we're not going to get that?
Yeah, we're not going to get the go to London thing.
All of that kind of thing, no.
None of that. We're not going to get any of that. It's going to be a quick escape.
So who are we saying goes to the castle? Coop and Wells go to the castle? Bruce takes the other guys to the station to get tooled up?
Yes, I think so.
Because it's the two of them, they're able to fight off the other guys and get away.
And also they've got a really good banter, a really good back and forth.
Yes.
So we really see this is why they talk so much. They know each other. They
Yes.
are good
They are
soldiers.
best buddies as well.
Yeah.
So we still get all of the reveal of all of the crusty jugglers and everything.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely need that.
Crusty jugglers.
Including the body of another policeman.
Yes.
Obviously, we won't have the reference to the big bushy beard, but they'll see the police uniform
Yeah.
and realise that people have been
Yes.
murdered, sort of thing. I think we should have all of that in there.
I mean, if we want to, I know it's kind of like dropping it back in earlier. We could have Butterman earlier on reference Sergeant Popwell. He was Sergeant Popwell would have been on the desk when you arrived that night, but yes, things didn't work out too well for him, or something like that, or he had a breakdown and we had to let him go early.
Right, to let him go early. I like that. That's a good one, yeah.
So it's going to be more than a running battle from that night onwards.
Yes. The main difference is, unless you wish to disagree with me, is that it is the NWA that is going to attempt to arrest them in the pub.
Well, the other thing I was going to say was if you wanted, because I know you were saying last week about being really gutted about losing, I know we found an equivalent for it, Spoon's thing about Rorke's Drift, they take refuge in the constabulary.
Oh, right.
So,
okay.
we get a siege thing, but in the constabulary.
Yes, as long as we find a decent reason to get them out of the building later in the act.
Yes,
I don't want it to be all a siege, because that whole, the street showdown
Yeah, exactly.
with all of the people coming out of the corners and shops and things is like, it's so nice, and I don't want to miss that.
No, I've got it. They go back to so they meet up with the others back at the station. They batten down the constabulary, expecting a siege. And it never happened.
All right, yeah.
They stay there till dawn. No one's coming.
Right.
So they then go into town and it's business as usual.
But that's when we get
And that's when we get our running battle in the town.
Take it.
Yeah.
Take it, that works. Makes it nice and neat. I mean, because that's great, because it yes, we get the Rorke's Drift speech, but also it plays into their expectations. Soldiers will dig in.
Yeah, and then nothing happens, and then they just see people going around as normal.
All right, love it. I think that's great. And then we get our running battle.
We do, which we can pepper with as much as we want.
At this point, we can cover small details. Because we know where this is going. I'd like to see Joe and Spoon being just as lethal with the knives and things as the Butcher Boys.
Yes.
That would be a nice back and forth, like they'd both be pinning each other down, but it's like, oh no, we got this handled, Sarge, get on with it.
Yeah. I suppose we don't suppose we need anybody. I mean, we still have the pub landlord and that in the pub. I don't think I know you were saying about having the NWA confront them there to try and arrest them. I don't think we need that.
No, but that was one of the big scenes
Yes.
from the original, which is why I was thinking about it. I mean, we do want to have a scene in the pub.
But we do still want them to go and take those guys out. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe there's a speech. Give it up, boys. You don't know who you're dealing with. We've been doing this for 25 years. Something like that. Like, you're out, man. We've been doing this longer than you've been alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, because they're all older people.
They are.
We've been doing this longer than you were before you were squirting your daddy's pants.
Yeah, but we've been doing this as well a long time as well, and we've been doing it a lot better than you, or something. Wells can come back with some kind of pithy remark about,
You might have been doing it longer, but we do it better, mate.
Yeah, and we do it for the Queen.
Yes.
Queen and country.
Yeah.
So that covers that. We still get obviously the stuff in the streets, as I said, with Mr. Treacher, with the priest, and everything like that. So that all still goes the same.
And then we go down to the shops, which is where we have the fight with Lurch and the back and forth with the Butcher Boys.
So what we're going to have then, just as a little thing, rather than here come the fuzz, here come the boots.
I see what you're leaning towards. I'm just not sure if that works. That particular word works. I think the idea works.
Yeah.
Here come the lads.
Yeah.
No, or the boys. I mean, what do we say when we talk about soldiers? It's the lads, isn't it? Or here comes Tommy boy. Go British.
Yeah, go British. Yeah, here comes Tommy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
If we're going to do that, then just as a little thing, here comes Tommy, and then Simon Skinner pulls a Tommy gun from out of his drawer or something.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Yeah!
Yay!
That's great. Yeah, I don't know if this goes the same way. We have the car chase.
Yes.
We have the swan.
Yes.
Do we stop for the swan?
Yeah, because they're squaddies. They're certain service of the Queen.
Of course, the swans belong to the Queen.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, cool, nice.
So we still get all of that, and we still end up in the model village.
In the model village, and this could go differently because they are armed and they are soldiers.
Yes.
Now, I reckon Skinner's going to get the same fate as always because I love that.
Yeah.
I hurt so much.
I'm gonna need some ice cream.
So I want to see that, but the fight with Butterman, the whole alien back of the car moment is tempting to keep in, but I feel like Cooper's had enough and he wants a proper retribution. So I reckon Cooper is going to slap the shit out of him.
So we're saying Wells against Skinner.
Yes.
And Cooper against Butterman.
Not for any particular reason, just because that's the way it happens as they get out of their vehicles.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so let's have a think about this. How are we going to think this?
A lot of what happens between Wells and Skinner is going to be the same as it is in the film. We're going to get that because that's just too much gold to miss. Mm-hmm. But what happens with Butterman and Coop? Which is interesting because Butterman is the father, like Wells is the father, and Coop is the son, like Danny is the son.
Yeah, nice. It's a nice.
There's a reflection in their dynamics, isn't there? Maybe that's the thing. Like maybe Coop's about to do something bad, really bad.
Yeah.
And Wells is like, Cooper, stand to.
Yes, definitely. And that moment of him standing to is what gives Butterman the drop on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And
then he gets away, jumps into the car, and we still get the bit with the swan in the backseat.
Absolutely, because I do like that scene. Let's make a good Aliens reference last longer.
Absolutely. In terms of backup, is it going to be the Met turns up, or are we going to have MPs turn up? Military police turn up?
Oh, that's a good question.
We can say that in between everything else, going back to our handy insertion of Bruce Campbell here, he's called in to their superiors, and so military police turn up in good movie fashion after all the action is done.
No, I think you're right. It should be the military, I think.
Yeah.
So I was thinking really hard about that, like which one should it be?
Yeah.
You know, because you get a slightly different outcome depending on who you bring in. But I think you're right. I think it should be the military.
So they have to do the paperwork for when the actual Sanford constabulary return from their their field exercise up in Scotland.
Yeah, all right, says Joe. As long as you stick on the telly so I can see the final match.
Yeah.
Give us a pen then.
At which point we get Tom Weaver pop up with his blunderbuss.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to say that that's going to go the same way. The constabulary gets blown up. See, this is another thing where we've got a problem because they're not wearing vests.
Oh, hang on. Let me think about this for a second.
Because it doesn't fit with the end of the film because I don't think we're going to get the 1 year later.
Oh, no. Actually, I know what the 1 year later is.
I think I might know where you're heading, but you said it first, so we'll see.
Okay.
But so we're still happy that we get the bit with Tom Weaver and the sea mine.
Sea mine.
I think so. I think we have to. Big explosion is necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we go to 1 year later and over to you.
Yeah, so it's a reunion. The squad, or the remnants of the squad, and the remnants of the squad.
Yes.
Coming back 1 year later.
Yeah.
Sharing war stories.
So it's literally, yeah, so...
and it'll be like, they'll start like, oh, so, you know, what you've been doing? All right. So what are we going to do next? Pub?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, so it's...
And then we just do a slow pan out of both the squads taking up half the pub.
Yeah.
And slowly pan out as they're talking about various things.
Exactly.
And that's where our credits roll, I reckon.
If I can add...
Yeah.
One last thing over that. If they're in the pub or whatever, as you say, you pan out of the pub, you've got like the Townsend of Sanford, Gloucestershire, and then just from out of the clouds you see a big full moon. Yeah.
And then we have our joint universe pair of movies. I think we've done it, folks. I think we finally got there. I was a bit worried in the middle. It did get a bit wobbly. But that came out pretty good.
It did. So we're going to do what we normally do. Just take a couple of seconds, gather our thoughts, decide which way we want to go, and we'll be straight back with our votes for this month. We are back. We've had a couple of minutes to have a think, decide which way we want to go. I have a very seasonal 13 stars.
Oh, goodness me. Which definitely beats my 10.
Oof, really? I thought you had more than that.
No.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, you first then, sir.
Me first. So which one do I pick? This is a tough one. Obviously, it's always a little bit difficult. It was a little while ago that we did the first one. I think I enjoyed Dog Fuzz more. Only by quite a small margin. It's not a big margin, but I think there is a margin. So I think I'm going to go for Dog Fuzz, personally.
Okay. You're right. It is a close run thing. They are both very good. I think we had to work harder to make this one work.
Yes, we did.
But I'm trying to balance out. It's where I place the greater value on the fact that we had a lot more fun and it was quite an enjoyable one doing Dog Fuzz, or that Hot Soldiers was a bit more work to get to where we wanted to be. Does that make it more rewarding and therefore more deserving of my vote?
Personally, I'm one of those guys that if it's easier, it's more fun, it's good. You know, if it flows more naturally. But that's me, that's my opinion, which is why I went with Dog Fuzz.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to agree, Dog Fuzz. Oh, again, by a whisker.
Oh, it's you can barely see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is by a whisker. Dog Fuzz, I think, is going to get my vote as well.
Yeah, because Hot Soldiers was good fun. And, all right, we had a couple of wobbly moments in the middle, but it wasn't like, I hate this.
No.
It's just, oh dear, how do we get out of this? It was a very close call.
Fantastic. And so now, as always, it's over to you lovely people at home. Check out our poll, which will be on the community tab here on YouTube. It will be our pinned post on Twitter X, and it will also be running for the next 24 hours on the Xadrum story on our Instagram as well. Because this one's going out towards the end of the month, I will keep that running through for at least another 10-12 days. Check the posts for the vote itself, because I'll put on there when I'll be closing the voting down. And then at next month's, which will be a mashup, which I believe will be out on Halloween itself, we will announce which one is the winner. As always, thank you for stopping by and spending a bit of time with us. And again, if you do enjoy what we do, please do share this out there, like the videos, leave us a comment to let us know what you think. If you have any suggestions for us, then you can pop those down as well. And until the next thing from the channel, look after yourselves, look after one another, and of course, take care.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Ba 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 ba.